Marcellus.
Damn. I'm glad I'm out the game. You got so many ways to attack, dude. You go home to get some rest, and that's when they attack you the most. Woo! Dang, dollar. Seriously, everyone's throwing out there so many different scenarios. Switch his position, get a coach he respects. I would say simply this. Get Russell Westbrook a shooting coach that could expand the floor, as we talked about earlier, and also...
Shooting coach or...
Shooting coach. Shooting coach. Like, we're going to expand you. You're not going to be anymore just fire in a hole, which is stand there at the top of the key and just attack the basket and hope for it. We're going to expand the floor for you, which is going to set up that move, which is your go-to. But also, we're going to do something in terms of your speed and movement. We're going to get you a third gear, a fourth gear. We're going to not let you go 0 to 100 real quick every time. I'll tell you why this works. The greatest college football player I probably saw with my own eyes was Reggie Bush. And I remember talking to Reggie privately and talking about him as an analyst, saying, you're not converting to the NFL for one reason. You don't have your setup speed. Everything you did was, meow. And I said, Reggie, if a linebacker sees you coming and never has the fear of you going to run him over, he's going to always pick a side, pick the angle, and get you. When you start setting that up, and he started finally in New Orleans, started setting you up, all of a sudden, it's easier to run around people. Westbrook needs to expand the floor, which will set up his attack game, and also give him what you saw from Dame Dollar. More range. You need it in today's NBA.
I think he needs a sports psychologist more than he needs a shooting coach. The form of his shot, in and of itself, I really don't have a problem with. The problem I have is that he's constantly changing it, and he's changing it depending on how he feels within the game. There's times where he shoots angry. There's times where he shoots where he's trying to prove a point. There's times where he shoots and he thinks he's going to win the game on that one shot. The flow and the composure that he had in last night's game, if he maintained that throughout the year and the team got comfortable with him playing that way and utilizing everybody, they would be in a different place, and he would be in a different place. You can't just suddenly in a Game 5 elimination decide, you know what, I'm going to put all of the emotion and the mano-a-mano aside, and I'm going to play this way. You need to practice that throughout the year. Taking him off the ball. Look, he's moved off the ball. He gave the ball to Paul George. He allowed Dennis Schroeder to play a bigger role. He's done that. It's a matter of his poise. Okay, well, that's fine. But he's demonstrated that he's willing to change. And much like he learned that he needed to diversify as a result of getting knocked out last year, I believe that this, and we saw it on the podium afterward, that was a humble Russell Westbrook. That was a Russell... Yes,
you're right.
it was.
Humble Russell Westbrook.
Yes.
But on the scale of reality, you're right. He was not humble. But in comparison to over...
Is that
what? No, that's not what I said.
What are you doing?
But I'll take it a step further. A guy like Russell, because the mentality he has is one, as a GM, a coach, I would love to have in regards to a player. I love to have somebody I have to rein back in.
Absolutely.
Rather than having somebody I have to try to get up for.
Andrew Wiggins.
Don't know what I'm going to get every game.
Yeah.
The mental side to me has always been the key to elevating your game. I don't care in what sport, what business, okay? And you have to be able to have somebody that you can talk to that can show you ways to utilize your best skill set.
Oh, like Mo Cheeks?
No, Mo Cheeks is no. See, why you keep going back to Mo Cheeks? No.
You gotta listen to somebody.
No, wait. Evident again. I love Russell, but I do think he needs the guidance to understand how to utilize all the assets he has. Okay, when to use it, when to pull it back. And it's not as easy as people say, well, you should just figure it out. Some people can't do that because they can't get out of their own way. We talked about this before. You need somebody that can get to him consistently, that he can talk to, that he believes in.
Make his wife an assistant coach. Is that the solution?
Man, that ain't... Wow. Stop playing. Man, stop playing with that.
Over.
You kind of... Now, in some relationships, that does work.
Yeah.
In some relationships, that could be somebody you can lean on because you know where it's the essence of where it's coming from.
I understand. The man's 10, 11 years into the league. He's 30 years old. There are people... It's like...
So he can't change. That's what you're saying.
You know what
you're saying that he cannot... If he had the right... He cannot... Now, change incrementally is what he needs. He doesn't need this full makeover. He just needs to change in some areas.
Here he does.
But that's just some
No,
areas.
y'all thinking too deep about this.
No, it's not.
No, let's be real. Kobe, Magic, MJ, all
Champions.
All-time
great.
Well, first of all, after 7 years, MJ wasn't. But, you know, it took him a while. He got there, and they all evolved their game even in their latter years. We saw the post game. We saw the range increase. We saw them even try to go back to the three. We saw the baby hook. Like, you saw stuff you didn't see day one. You saw latter stage of their careers. All with great form, but they all of a sudden said, let's expand this game because we have to look forward to how this game is changing. The game has changed from Russell Westbrook. The game as a point guard used to be, back in the days, pass first. Then it turned into score first. And Westbrook was like, yes, Iverson and Westbrook, all these guys loved it. Now it's shoot first. Lillard is learning from Curry. These dudes are on the logo shooting. And you don't trust that from Westbrook. I'm telling you, we can overthink it. We can say it's his family dynamic, his coach dynamic. If the dude just made the floor bigger for himself, he would have more opportunities to do what he does already.
No, real quick. The difference, though, is that with AI, he didn't listen to Johnny Davis, kept him on the ball. Mm-hmm. Larry Brown came in and moved him off, had Eric Snow. So he was able to do. Oh, wait, no. But in clutch, this is my point. In clutch situations, AI had the ball. But it was Larry Brown that made that change. Also, philosophically, spoke to him. With Michael and Kobe, it was Phil Jackson that philosophically were able to help him do that. So it's different leadership.
I agree that.
They also, in each case, those guys had to learn for themselves that doing it my way does not work. And now that Russell has gone through every iteration, it didn't work with KD, it didn't work when he was on his own, hasn't worked with Paul George and Dennis Schroeder. Right. What's the common denominator? It's me. Now, he does need a Phil Jackson. He needs somebody who's going to show him the roadmap. This is the missing piece. But you saw it. Look, Michael Jordan had to be convinced. Yep. You have to play this way if you want the ring.
You got to be open.
Michael wasn't open at the beginning. Michael was not open at the beginning.
Kobe was not open to it.
Michael was called selfish for 7 years as a player, and then
not 11.
Oh, look, I give you that. But he also wasn't in this situation either. He wasn't in this situation either, and he has deferred. This year was a deferring year for Westbrook. Look, all intents and purposes.
Look, Marcellus, you're a track guy.
Love it.
And didn't you end up being a 400 guy?
National champion. Put some respect on my name. 400. Yes, sir.
Because
did that.
You didn't fit the profile to run the 100.
I wasn't fast enough.
Right. But you didn't fit the profile. There's certain guys you can look at and go, oh, that's a 400 runner.
Right.
And Usain Bolt to me looks like a 400 runner, but he's got the gifts to run the 100. Right. But there's certain profile. Russ doesn't fit the profile of a point guard.
Okay, but
he needs to move.
To this point, you became what in the 400?
National champion.
Right.
Right.
They found out they knew there was something special in here. We just need to put it in the right place. Now, I don't believe in taking him off the ball because, as has been mentioned, he already deferred this year. But the things that Russell has, I can't teach, and they are extremely rare. And for somebody to say, I should kick that to the curb or I shouldn't take advantage,
kick it to the curb.
There's a little integer that I need to change here.
You booted it.
Did you watch the last 3 minutes last night?
Yes. And I saw Paul George failing as much as I saw Russell Westbrook.
Yeah,
and here's the and I saw
the defense fail too. In the last 3 minutes too.
And I saw Russell Westbrook. Look, everybody wants to kill him on taking that last shot. I saw him high above the arc, one-on-one, go by his guy, get into the paint, and nobody's coming. He missed a layup, but I'm not going to fault him for driving to the cup and taking a layup. I wish he'd learn to slow down once you get there and make that shot. But the bottom line is the fact that he took it, I'm not going to kill him for that. That was a better shot than the freaking 37-footer.
It's just
one guy made it and the other missed.
In those moments,
but not going to the basket.
LeBron, go to the hole and just make the layup, and we kill him.
How did LeBron get in this?
I'm just saying, there's no way you can win.
We use it as an example. We use the situation as an example.
The situation. There's no way you can win.
Because if he'd have taken the jump shot, they'd have been killing him. Why didn't you take it to the hole? So he took it to the hole. Oh, well, he missed the layup. Yeah,
why are you taking the shot?
Why you take?
Well, because I got all the way to the rim for a layup.
Jim.
What?
We go to a nightclub tonight.
Which one we going to?
I can't do the same things that you do. I
got
to play a different position. And so anybody that would compare me to you,
but you ain't.
silly. Quit
but the thing is, though, you ain't built like me, though. but I'm saying, but he's been this way his whole career.
Yeah. And
I've been my way my whole career. Don't make it right. Coming up.
You've been winning, too.
All